Angelo and Ylsa, a couple of out-of-work theater producers from Western New York. We're exploring the South with no particular destination, along with our 3 children in a 15-year-old shuttle bus. Subscribe and join us on the Inspire engine and see what adventures lie ahead.
Yeah, the sky is like, there's not a cloud in the sky.
This is a state highway, it's not like a big freeway.
Continue within 8 miles, then turn 11 on Texas 7.
Like this is a 2-lane highway that goes through the country. I was feeling depressed. I get depressed on the big highways. They're yucky.
Yeah, there's nothing to look at except for other cars.
They just feel so clinical.
Everyone's in a hurry.
It's like clinical and sterile. Like someone who buys a house and just decorates it all in white. Like there's nothing else to it. Who wants to do that? I wouldn't want to be friends with that.
Utilitarian instead of, you know, enjoying things.
Yes. Like you need a splash of color in life. And right when we pulled off the thruway, there was a cemetery. And I'm like, oh look, a cemetery. That makes me happy.
Cemeteries make us happy. Yep.
It's the culture. You're seeing part of the town where people actually live instead of just an artery that goes through it all.
Yeah. And then what do we see next?
What?
A kangaroo.
Oh my gosh, we saw a kangaroo.
In Texas.
Just hopping along. I mean, I think it was a domesticated kangaroo, if that's a thing. Do they get domesticated or are they just
I don't know. It was
captured
either somebody's pet or part of some kind of zoo or I don't know. But there was a kangaroo. We saw some kind of an animal that looked like maybe it was a deer or
like a deer,
an interesting
goat.
I don't know what it was. We're looking at that, and then all of a sudden it was in a fenced-in field, and then all of a sudden we see the next animal, and it's a kangaroo. And Ryan noticed too. Like we were just talking earlier how we think the kids aren't really looking out the windows and taking in the country enough, and Raya called out and she goes, "There's a kangaroo!" Like so she's looking out the window and taking in the country. It is a beautiful country. There's so much diversity in the landscape.
No bricks for sale.
Oh, so we just take them for free then?
Yeah, they must be free. It's like that sign that said, this huge sign that said, "We gladly accept no checks."
One place that I really wanted to stop there was like a little, looked like a ghost town, like an old western ghost town.
I actually think it was just a plaza that was meant to look like that. I think it was
well,
like
either way, I wanted to stop and drive through it, and we are now in that.
We see that stuff and we gravitate towards it.
But that's what I feel like this should be about.
Yes, we see it and we want to go check it out.
Now we're in that mode of like, oh, we have to be somewhere again, and it's depressing to me.
We are on a mission, Operation Christmas.
Yep.
We really thought we could just celebrate Christmas at home. I mean, here at our home on the bus, and just kind of. I think it'd be cool. I just said a few minutes ago we should just find a cool state park to plant ourselves for a little bit, where we have like facilities, and then go
put some lights on a palm tree.
Yes, and then we can head over to a local store and get some treats and fun stuff, make little stockings for the kids for Christmas morning. Maybe get some special things to eat and just have our own like unique thing, and then celebrate Christmas with our families when we get back, because who cares when the day is? It's really in the intention behind it. And it's not like everyone has a whole bunch of plans right now because we're in a pandemic, so
it's actually probably wiser for us
to stay away.
To just stay away. You know, especially since we've been traveling through the country, and like, you know, we didn't do a very good job socially distancing at Elena's house.
No. So I think now
Elena has been working from home. She hasn't been in contact with a lot of people.
Right.
You know, I think it's relatively safe, but it's still...
We assessed the risk factor, and we determined that it was relatively low risk, and now we need to be quarantined. So basically our quarantine starts today, because we left our house yesterday. We're quarantining for, I mean, it'll be about a week before we see any other humans. But everyone's aware of our whereabouts and what we've been doing, so I'm okay just staying to ourselves, really, like.
And that's my feeling, is if we're going to be staying to ourselves anyway, then why are we rushing back to the winter?
Well, we told the kids, you know, we were going to be home by Christmas. The plan was to be home by mid-December. It got kind of screwed up, and I don't want to disappoint them. And I want them to trust us. When we tell them we're going to do a thing, I'd like to try to stick to that, so they have trust and faith in their parents.
Yep.
It's hard when your parents tell you a thing and they don't do it. That's not a thing I want to do to our kids. So this is really out of love for them, that we're getting them back home for the holiday. And then maybe they'll see that there wasn't that much difference to come home now or later. We won't be celebrating Christmas with my mom until later on, until we can actually be fully isolated for 2 weeks when we get home, to keep my grandmother safe. So it's like that Christmas isn't happening until later, a different date. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I just like getting together. I don't really care when it is. And actually that'll give us a little more time, because we don't have Christmas presents for the kids yet. We have a couple things. Look at that cow with the huge horns.
Oh wow, it's a longhorn.
Yes.
Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh. Sorry I didn't turn the camera on.
See,
I'll show you next
cool.
time.
I'm excited. I'm like a little kid in the candy.
We're driving through Texas.
All it takes, like, I don't really need to stop. Like, what we're just talking about is we're kind of bummed that we're sort of beelining home. Like, we're attempting to do 8 hours today, which will get us arriving in Mississippi at dark.
Yep, we want to see the Natchez Visitor Center. We saw some people on YouTube talking about it being a really cool free campsite, because it's just a visitor center, but they have hookups in the parking spots. And we wanted to see that, and then take the Natchez Trace. And now we're gonna do that, I think.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna zip through it.
We actually started heading the fastest way home last night. We said, let's skip the Natchez, let's go through Arkansas and get home fast. But we realized that most of that route takes us on the really busy highways. And so while it appears to look like it's faster to go that way, the reality for us,
it won't be any faster, because we're not going to be going the speed limit anyway.
We can't go that fast. So taking the lesser traveled roads with a lower speed limit, that's probably going to be about the same.
It'll be more accurate. The prediction that Garmin and GPS tells us will be more accurate, because we'll actually be driving the speed limit as opposed to half the speed limit.
So the speed limit on the Natchez Trace is 50, I think.
Yeah.
Which I can conquer.
We can do 50.
I can do that.
It's not 75 and 80 and
85. It's not happening.
Not happening.
I'm just gonna putter along the way I know how. But look at this. It's pretty.
It
I
is.
can actually look at the scenery when we drive like this. When I'm on the highway and it's so busy, all I can look at is who is gonna run into me, and I'm just trying to. It's like playing a video game.
Oh, look, the river
consequences
behind you. Yeah,
I
it's
love
beautiful.
bridges.
I wonder if you viewers at home notice that we try to get B-roll every time we go over a bridge, show you what we're seeing. Leave in the comments below if you've been watching us religiously and you notice that we always show you what we see when we go over a bridge.
I get really excited about bridges. I'm like, ooh, bridge! Angelo takes out the camera and starts recording. And sometimes it's really not very exciting.
And also, let us know if you appreciate that. If you think that's nice that we're showing you, or if it's boring. I want to know. Should we bother filming every time we drive over a bridge?
Look go on the ferries. We almost went on a third ferry.
Oh, and I'm really sad about not going on it. No way, we're just going to inland now. In Galveston, there's a ferry that the oil change guys told us about, and Keelan told us about it too. There's a ferry that goes in Galveston, and there's dolphins, especially this time of year.
Oh.
That will swim right alongside of the ferry.
Keelan said she would meet us there today. We were sort of thinking it'd be fun to go back after we visited our other friends in Texas, to go back to Galveston and just spend the day there, because it's supposed to be gorgeous, and it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, and here we are again in a car.
You know, but this is beautiful too, and we're gonna make our kids happy to be home for Christmas.
Yeah.
I feel like if we get home after Christmas, that it'll sour the entire journey for them.
Yeah.
And that going home like this for me doesn't sour the entire journey, as long as I don't have to drive on interstates. If I can just be on these kind of state highways, I like those.
Yeah.
And we can experience the area even if we're not stopping to experience it. We still kind of get the feel of the landscape and get to see some cool animals and pretty things. Look over here too. It's so pretty, like they're just all spread out.
Cows on that side.
And that horse is looking, it's like, oh no, there were two all snuggled up together.
Yeah.
I love watching, observing animals. That'd be a fun thing to do with the drone. Let's get the drone and zoom.
We should be having the drone out right now.
Look at them all. There's so many.
We should be pulling over and flying the drone a little bit right now.
This is a 70 miles per hour highway still. It's not like a legit backcountry road. It's still a highway. It's not the best time to pull over.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Speed limit 55.
Yay!
Thank God. Now I don't have to worry about exploding our engine.
It's a very cute little sleepy little Texas town. Look at that antiques place.
Yeah.
We buy old things, it says. Little camp area here. What's this?
RV
Oasis. It's cute.
Historical marker, 1 mile on right. Maybe we should see what that is.
It's this cool house too.
Site of extinct town.
Wow.
Settled in 1840s on Franklin, Springfield, Waco, Marlin stage routes. Post office opened 1856 with Nathan Gilbert the postmaster. It's Utah, but it's spelled E-U-T-A-W.
Utah.
Utah. Among early settlers were Henry Fox, Allen McDaniel, Charles C. Frank, and Wesley McKinley, and T.A. Polk. The town had churches, schools, stores, blacksmith shop, wagon yard, the Utah Blues, the 12th Texas Cavalier, fought in Civil War 1860s. Bypassed in 1870 by Houston and Texas Central Railroad, the town died. So when they put the railroad in, the town died. That's what happens when they put highways through a town. All the little stores that relied, like Horseheads is a good example. They used to always stop in Horseheads on the way to Binghamton or to New York, and they shut, you know, there was cute little stores there, nice little gas station, and when they built the highway to bypass it, you used to have to slow down. You were on a state highway and then you'd slow down and there were turnoffs, and so they got a lot of business. And once they remodeled the highway, all those little stores shuttered their doors. But this is pretty. Did you get the landscape over there? It's really neat. So this was like a whole little village right here. This used to be a village. It's amazing how it just goes back to earth again.
Yep.
It's back to grass and dirt.
What are you guys doing?
We're gonna TikTok on my phone.
Wait, come on. isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you filming still?
Yeah.
I like how our kids play together.
Me too.
We should be playing Christmas music on the bus to get in the spirit.
Yeah.
Because with it like this weather and wearing a tank top and flippies, it doesn't feel like it's Christmas. I mean, it's weird. Christmas has always been like snow.
Star Longhorns. Don't see any.
Okay, Oakland, named for the oak trees in the vicinity. Oakland was a rural settlement in the late... Sediment? I said sediment. Was a rural settlement in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. A town site was never platted, and the community was composed of scattered homes between the Trinity River and Crockett. A church, cotton gin, and school were in operation for a brief time. Among the early settlers of the area were Wilson E. Hale, who later served as Houston County Sheriff, and Z.S. Thompson. The settlement began to decline in the 1930s. Some descendants of early settlers remain in the area. So it was like a little town that just never took off.
It's cool, all these little
I know,
historical markers along the way.
I pulled over facing the wrong way, and now there's like traffic suddenly. We haven't had traffic in a while, and there's always the cars coming. Pull out from here. Are you filming me still?
Yep. We're in the town of Crockett.
Crockett Springs Real Estate. Come home to the country.
For Davy Crockett.
Look at that cute little square over there.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is the town hall right in the middle. That would matter.
Seems like it.
So you don't get this on the highway. Oh my gosh, the little shops. It's adorable.
Yeah, you don't get to see these little towns.
I like this.
Especially like a town with a famous name like this. It's just a tiny little town named after a really, really famous
Ooh, Texas Forest
King of the Wild
Trail?
Frontier.
Are we getting on the Texas Forest Trail?
I don't know. Maybe.
I like that.
I know that we're going to drive through Crockett National Forest and then the
Yes.
Sabine National Forest, I think.
Okay, I like that. That's exciting. Hope it doesn't get dark too quickly. Are we going a little further north now, or are we still just traveling east?
We're still traveling east right now. We're back in Louisiana, everybody.
Why?
That's the way back home.
Oh!
Beautiful day.
It is.
We woke up at this beautiful campsite. Where are we?
Jonesville, Louisiana.
what is it? An hour? Exactly an hour away from Natchez. The start or finish of the Natchez Trace, depending on which way you're going. For us, it's the start. And we're going to do the Natchez Trace, hopefully. But let's show them a little bit of this campsite before we go.
So it's right on the water. There's a boat launch here. It's really pretty.
There's actually 2 boat launches, I think. One over there, and then one mirror image behind us.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. It's a nice flat paved driveway, and there's restrooms over there that are not flush toilets, but we think someone came in and cleaned them today.
I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there's picnic tables and pavilions, and it's cool. They have little grills, like those camp grills, where you can like put charcoal or wood in them and cook. And then little table. There's like a
mesh, not mesh. What do you call it? Like the cross metal, like some stuff that falls through. So
powder coated metal, yeah.
They have little tables
expanded
right next to
metal.
the grill, and that's always something. It's like, where do you put your stuff when you're cooking?
It's like a countertop height table.
Yeah. Now
right next to the grill.
This is what we drove in the dark. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like totally pitted and like, that was pretty scary.
You can see on this side, it's actually not bad. It's right there. It's really deep ravines right down the
And every time we're pulling into a campsite at night, we never know what we're gonna come into. So we just forge ahead.
We did fine coming in last night. If you don't have too wide of a load, then it's not too bad. See the ravine, how deep it is there? So that could be pretty dangerous and scary if you're not watching where you're going.
Oh, look at weird. There's like a little house in the water.
Oh, look at that. There's like a little houseboat down there.
I don't know if
you can see that. I don't know about you, but I kind of love Louisiana.
I like Louisiana too. It's been one of my favorites.
Last night we were talking about which is our favorite state based on climate and environment that we've been in so far. And we both thought Georgia is pretty good. It's got a lot of what Florida has to offer, but not quite as buggy. Yep. It's the fire ants that I don't like. So many ants. We couldn't park for more than an hour without ants coming into our bus when we were in Florida. In Georgia, it wasn't so bad.
Oh, that's blurry. Darn it.
But I'm noticing that Louisiana, there's some ant hills, but it's also not so bad.
Now in Louisiana, it doesn't seem as buggy as far as mosquitoes go. We're also here in December, so it is a little cooler, which might impact that. I mean, I'm sure it does. We didn't have a lot of bugs, but as I was sitting in the grass having my coffee, in my camp chair sitting in the grass, I had a couple little spiders crawling up my leg. And I don't know what kind of spiders they were. They kind of looked like, I don't know what to call it, like the body shape of an orb weaver, but they were all black. And then I got nervous, like they have black widows down here. And so I just like gently flicked it off and didn't really get to inspect what it was. And I typically like spiders. I like inspecting them. And
she does. She loves spiders.
They take care of all those other nasty bugs. But occasionally there's spiders that can make you very sick or kill you. So, I don't like those spiders too much. Whoa! Holy crap!
Oh, there go our Danishes.
Ah!
Whoa! I wasn't just shaking the camera like this that time.
Can you save our stuff?
Yeah. Here, that's